Imagine if Nigeria suddenly became one of the most powerful players on the world stage. Can it ever happen? Well, that is what Nigeria's joining BRICS, a group of economic heavyweights including Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa promises. But here's the big question. Will this amount to Nigeria gaining more influence, or will it backfire? With political analysts already expressing divergent views as to whether or not Nigeria will come out stronger in this alliance, Nigerians are left wondering if this is a risky move with some serious strings attached, or will this decision put an end to the economic hardship faced by most Nigerians under the Tinubu Administration. In this video, we unpack the huge potential and the serious challenges Nigeria could face as it joins BRICS. While there's been a lot of talks pointing at the possible investment opportunities, stronger trade partnerships, and even more control over its own economy, it is equally important to consider the possible debt, dependencies, and some real pressure to navigate international politics, all of which might arise as Nigeria joins the BRICS organization. So is BRICS the golden opportunity that Nigeria has been waiting for, or are there hidden costs Nigeria needs to watch out for? Welcome to Politics and Power Play. So what exactly is BRICS, and why is everyone talking about it? Originally comprising a group of 5 major emerging economies: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. And while they may seem very different on the surface, the BRICS nations actually have a common goal, which is to challenge Western-dominated organizations like the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank, which have had a huge influence on global finance and policies for decades. Now, where does Nigeria fit into all this? As Africa's largest economy and most populous country, rich in resources like oil and gas, and full of potential with its young, vibrant population, and like many countries in BRICS, Nigeria has got a complicated relationship with the Western financial world. Over the years, it's often found itself in cycles of debt, largely due to loans from the IMF and the World Bank, loans that sometimes come with heavy conditions. Joining BRICS offers Nigeria a chance to break out of that cycle with promises for more trade, investment opportunities, and even financing from the BRICS New Development Bank, but without the strict requirements often seen from the West. But there's a flip side. First, in terms of economic dependency, Nigeria's economy is huge in Africa, but compared to major BRICS giants like China or India, is much smaller. That's where things get tricky. Larger economies in BRICS have a lot of influence, and Nigeria could find itself in a position where it becomes the junior partner. For instance, China is already a major investor in Nigerian infrastructure, from highways to railways to power plants. But here's the catch. These projects often come with conditions. Chinese loans and investments sometimes require Nigeria to hire Chinese contractors or buy Chinese equipment. Over time, this could make Nigeria too reliant on one partner and could even lead to astronomical debt figures, a phenomenon that has become a concern to economic experts as far as Nigerian economy is concerned. But again, there's also a huge opportunity that's hidden here. If Nigeria can negotiate smartly, it could use these investments to finally build the roads, schools, and hospitals it desperately needs for its millions of citizens. And with enough economic growth, Nigeria might even get to a point where it can stand independently in the alliance, reducing its dependency. But here is another interesting shift. A major target of BRICS is to reduce its reliance on the US dollar, which means countries like Nigeria will start trading in local currencies such as the Nigerian naira, Chinese yuan, and Indian rupee rather than the dollar. While on one hand, this presents huge opportunities in the sense that if Nigeria doesn't need the dollar for every major transaction, it could stabilize its currency, the naira. But there's another flip side. Right now, Nigeria mainly exports oil and imports a lot of finished goods, including phones, electronics, machinery from places like China. If it trades in yuan or rubles, but imports more than it exports, it could end up with a big trade imbalance. And that could hurt local businesses and even affect Nigeria's economy in the long run. Think about it like this: if Nigeria manages this balance well, it could benefit greatly from the currency stability and strong trading terms. But if not, it could dig itself into a deeper trade deficit, which is exactly what it is trying to avoid. Now, renowned lawyer and human rights activist Femi Falana has argued that joining BRICS could allow Nigeria to abandon strict IMF and World Bank policies. These policies often push for things like currency devaluation and spending cuts, which aren't always popular. BRICS, on the other hand, focuses on growth, and so Nigeria might have the freedom to adopt more people-focused policies such as investing in job creation, public infrastructure, and education. But changing economic policies like this isn't easy, and not only is it costly, it could also lead to some political friction, and not everyone may support it right away. But if Nigeria succeeds, it could mean more independence in its economic decisions, creating a system that works better for the Nigerian people rather than international lenders. With all that in place, there remains the problem of the West. In other words, as it stands, Nigeria still has strong ties with countries like the US and many in Europe, which provide aid, investment, and even security support. By aligning with BRICS, Nigeria could be seen as moving away from its Western partners, and this could lead to a political situation where Nigeria might face pressure from both sides. But there is also a big opportunity here. If Nigeria can maintain ties with both BRICS and the West, it would gain stronger bargaining power. Think of it again like this: it could secure favorable terms from the West while still benefiting from BRICS investments. It's a tricky balance, but it could put Nigeria in a stronger position globally. But another challenging side to joining BRICS is that in the presence of major players, especially China and Russia, Nigeria might struggle to have its voice fully heard. But there is a benefit here too. With Nigeria joining the organization, BRICS now has 3 African countries, including South Africa and Ethiopia. And this means Africa's representation in BRICS is getting stronger. Hence, Nigeria could use its membership to push for policies that support not just Nigeria, but also other African countries. If they coordinate well, these African nations could drive BRICS discussion on issues that matter most to the continent, like issues such as climate change, infrastructure, and fair trade practices. At the end of the day, Nigeria's entry into BRICS is a big deal. There are massive challenges, no doubt, from managing dependency and trade balances to keeping the West on its side. But if Nigeria plays its cards right, it could come out of this stronger, more independent, and better positioned globally. This decision isn't just about politics, it's about Nigeria's future, and whether BRICS is the right move depends on how Nigeria handles these challenges and maximizes its opportunities. Nigeria's journey with BRICS is just beginning. So what do you think? Is joining BRICS a win for Nigeria, or is it another risky gamble by President Tinubu's administration? Let us know in the comments section below. And don't forget to hit on the subscribe and notification button to stay updated as we keep breaking down big stories like this one.